Hello, fellow readers. Today I'm going to talk about Stephenie Meyer. Okay, first of all, if you're one of those people who hates everything that Stephenie Meyer ever wrote or said or touched or breathed on, then you are just as bad as anybody who indiscriminately loves all things Stephenie Meyer. There is nothing in this world that you should hate indiscriminately except, genocides. Now, there's a lot of things that I could say about the Twilight Saga, and maybe someday I will, but today we're talking about her other book, a standalone science fiction novel called The Host. Now, I could sit here and rebut every single claim made by people who are determined to hate this book based solely on its authorship, but here are the facts of the matter. The stakes are incredibly high, the moral issues are complex and require serious thought, the romance is not the focus of the novel, and there are some truly tragic and upsetting moments. And all that is to say, it is the polar opposite of Twilight. Now, I'm going to do the rest of this review as if I had never even heard of Twilight, because honestly, that is what this book deserves. The Host is a science fiction book about an alien invasion, wherein this race of aliens called the Souls come in. They take over a sentient species, they take over their bodies, and they wipe out their minds. The story is told from the point of view of Wanderer, or Wanda, who is one of the aliens. She gets put into the body of a girl named Melanie, one of the very last of the human resistance. And she finds that although she has control over the body, Melanie isn't gone. She's still alive, she's still conscious, and can still communicate with Wanda. And she's understandably upset. So as these two live in the same body, Wanda starts to experience Melanie's memories of the people that Melanie loves. And eventually Melanie convinces Wanda to leave her life among her race and go and search for the human resistance. The book is about Wanda's struggles with her own identity, with the humans around her, and with the decision to reveal some information that would ultimately decide the fate of humanity. Those are the kind of stakes that I like. Now, this book is marketed as a love triangle, and although I understand why, it really bothers me. It is a gross misrepresentation, especially since the book is mostly about Wanda's struggle with who she is and the views that she has held her whole life. It is not about a romance. There is a romance in there, but it's not the focus of the book. In fact, I would probably say that the romance is what works the least. Honestly, with the exception of Wanda, the characters are pretty dull, especially the two male love interests. And also, Stephenie Meyer's way of writing love scenes can get a bit uncomfortable. No, the thing that makes The Host interesting are the aliens. Now, I will be the first to tell you that I'm not a science fiction buff, but I have read my share and watched my share, and I've never come across an alien race like the Souls. We all know that Stephenie Meyer is great at completely ignoring the established lore of a fictional creature in favor of her own inventions. But in the case of aliens, this is actually a good thing. So the Souls are parasites that take over a body, they wipe out the person inside, and then just go about their lives. That's it. The story is set in a world where the aliens have not only invaded, they've won. The fighting's over. And now they're just living. They're going to the movies. They're working as waitresses. They're raising their children. Wanda is a history professor. And in my opinion, Wanda is an interesting character outside of her species. She feels like she doesn't belong, but she also feels very guilty about that fact because the Souls are very society-oriented. They always put the greater good ahead of themselves. They don't even have money because everybody trusts that everyone else is doing the best that they can for society. It's basically perfect communism, but it actually works because, as everyone knows, what makes communism not work is the humans. And the other interesting thing about the Souls is their morality. So they're a very peaceful race. They abhor violence in all of its forms, and they see humans, they see our lives full of war and murder and just hatred, and they think that by coming in and killing us all, they're really doing us a favor. They're improving the Earth. And Wanda thinks this way too. And I should say that I'm really not a fan of the whole humanity is evil and bad and the whole world will be better off if we just died out sort of theme that you see a lot, especially in things with an environmental agenda. I like humans. I am pro-human. But even though Wanda believes this in the beginning, it's not the message of the book. Wanda undergoes a surprisingly well-developed character arc and learns some great things about humanity. In the end, this book makes a powerful and uplifting commentary on the human condition. And that's what's important. If you watch my reviews, this is something that I'm going to harp on a lot, because in order for a book to be literature and not just entertainment, it has to have something to say. It has to make some sort of commentary on people. And this book definitely does that. And that's the main reason that it is so good. And that is why you should forget all of your feelings about Stephenie Meyer and go read The Host. And now for some other recommendations if you've read and enjoyed The Host. If you like teen fantasy, I can recommend The Uglies by Scott Westerfeld or Graceling by Kristen Cashore. If you like science fiction and you have not yet read Ender's Game, go. Now. I'm serious. Go to your library right now. If you specifically like the has something to say aspect of the book, then I can recommend the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins, although I will warn you about the mire of existential depression that comes from reading that series. Or, on the other hand, my one true literary love, Harry Potter. So, of course, I would love to hear what you thought of The Host, so leave a comment or video response if you have something to say. Otherwise, thanks for watching and keep on reading.